Get back in the closet.
Nick's going back in the closet.
Back in the closet. Get out of here. Don't make Sean.
You know where we're at in case I don't.
Don't make Sean have to get up and force you out of here.
What you see here are the published stats. This is what the manufacturer says about their tools. We here in the Very Cool Gang are going to find out if these stats are true and how they stack up against the competition. The cordless SKILSAW with the worm drive is clocking in at $399 for the kit, with a battery voltage of 48 volts, 5 amp hours, a max blade depth of 2 3/8 inches, and a max RPM of 5,800. The M18 Fuel cordless worm drive style saw is coming in at $449 for the kit price, weighing in at 13.5 pounds, the battery voltage of 18 volts, a max blade depth of 2.5 inches, and a max RPM of 5,800.
The SKILSAW with its dust port, its battery installed, you're looking at 16 pounds, 1.1 ounces. The Milwaukee clocks in with its battery at 13 pounds, 11.7 ounces. Although the SKILSAW is heavier, it's more balanced because with the worm drive style that Milwaukee and DeWalt, what they tried to do is mimic the forward weight balance of the corded SKILSAW. So they put the battery inboard here, and what happens is that we have an unbalanced tool. This is a very front heavy tool. Although this is lighter, it doesn't feel lighter in my opinion. The Milwaukee is, in fact, it's literally at 2.5 inches exactly. When it comes to the SKILSAW, we're right at 2 3/8 of an inch. So we're literally 1/8 of an inch. Here's the deal. Through the cut, the SKILSAW, number one, way more powerful, but more importantly, more balanced. Definitely more balanced. But depth of cut definitely goes to Milwaukee. Now, here's the deal. We're gonna start with Milwaukee. We're gonna loosen the nut here. They have like it's a C-clamp retained nut. I'm not in love with what they decided to do here. They have a carriage bolt back here. You'll see the carriage bolt. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it sits in here. And then we have a washer, and then this retaining clip around this nut. I will say this: you loosen this up, this goes flying a lot of times. We're gonna set the saw to 45 degrees, and although it adjusts, I don't know if you can see this or not, it adjusts fairly easily. There's no positive stop on the Milwaukee. SKILSAW has positive, at least a single positive stop at that 45 degree mark. Now, here's the deal. They also have this nut system. That's it. You're loose, you're tight. It doesn't keep on spinning. You don't have to worry about this nut going missing on the job site. It looks as though the SKILSAW has the advantage at 45 degrees, giving you almost 2 inches exactly, maybe 1 7/8. It's right there at 15/16, where the Milwaukee is, it looks as though it's at about 1 3/4 inches, which is surprising. At 90 degrees, the Milwaukee has that additional, it's funny, but Milwaukee has an additional, what do we say, about 1/8 of an inch?
Yep.
It looks as though at 45 degrees, the SKILSAW has the additional 1/8 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch, somewhere right around there. Very surprising. I don't know how they pulled it off, but they did. SKILSAW also gets a point for its detent for 45 degrees, being a more ergonomic. Has more ergonomic. We're gonna do 3 rips. The worst rip gets booted. The 2 best will average it out, and that's the end of that. Go. I'm going to let everybody know at this point, we have 2 solid runs in the low 5s. I'm going to push this saw to its limit right now, to the point where I might even get it to shut off. It could slow, but this is the thing. These have been 2 solid cuts so far.
Those are good times.
I'm willing to force it because the worst time gets thrown away.
You're gonna go for the gold.
I'm going for the gusto.
Go.
I went to ham. I just cut through, that's 6 pieces of OSB, basically. 2, 4, 6, 3 cuts, 2 pieces of OSB. This is what I'm covered in. That is a testament to the dust extraction port on the SKILSAW. Unbelievable.
Go. That is a respectable time. Go. It's under 5 seconds.
Oh my Lord.
Go. Whoa. Under 4 seconds. That's a time of 3.76.
That's unreal.
If you blunked, you missed it.
If you blunked.
SKILSAW had a well-worn blade. We're changing the blade. We're doing apples to apples. The Milwaukee had a brand new blade. We're gonna put a newer blade on the SKILSAW and see if it can. I think it's gonna do better. I really do.
And I think now that I'm warmed up, this will take.
This will be the best example.
This will take. Yeah, this will be the number we take.
Okay, yeah.
For the point on 90 degree.
All right. Go.
I pretty much, I felt that one too.
3.38. Go. Go.
Whoa. I will tell you this much though. Having a tough time of getting that saw. Like, I'm pushing it and it just keeps going. Powerful. For an 18-volt tool, it is powerful.
Go. It was going strong until it stalled.
I pushed.
Solid time. 5.57. Go. Oh, Kevin got through it. 5.03 seconds. Go.
Whoa!
Gives Milwaukee a chance.
Too much.
Go! Wow! Base! 5.22!
This is one of the straighter cuts. You have to understand something. Rushing through the cut, especially at 45 degrees, is going to make for a jagged cut. Just is what it is. Yo, do we give it a point for dust collection? All day long. SKILSAW.
Really?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, it's not even close.
If we're giving points for dust collection, it goes SKILSAW all day long. All day long, and I can illustrate that as we make the rip cuts.
Go. seconds. Go. 5.95. Go. Under 5 seconds. 4.23. Go. 5.59. Still a fast time.
This was your first plunge with the Milwaukee. Here's the second plunge with the Milwaukee. This was the third plunge cut. First with the SKILSAW, second with SKILSAW. So none of them intersected, went around, you know what I mean? They all were their own cuts. Here's the deal. You got Milwaukee has a deeper cut at 90 degrees. SKILSAW somehow pulls off a deeper cut at 45 degrees. We ran multiple tests in rip tests through 1.5 inches of OSB. At 90 degrees and 45 degrees, SKILSAW pulled it out a faster time.
Yeah.
I will say this, we did get a couple stoppages from me, which is one of two things. You could look at it as a positive technology, so instead of overloading the tool, it shut down. You know, that could be a good thing. I think it's probably a good thing.
Which one feels smoother through the cut?
All day long, the SKILSAW is the smoother of the saws. The Milwaukee has a nice amount of speed, which is it's good for ripping, it's good for cutting 2x4. I feel like the SKILSAW is smoother, number one, and it's almost like the torque. The amount of torque out of this tool is greater. That if you're cutting stair skirts or hardwoods, things of that, or hardwood out of stair skirts, out of hardwoods, things of that nature. This is going to be the saw you're going to want to get in there with for those precision cuts. Now, you're talking about the brand that this is what they do. I mean, they make saws. They make circular saws. They make saws. They make, in my opinion, the greatest circular saw on the planet.
Been doing it for decades.
Right. This is a saw that built America. Here's the answer for you, and I was going to get to that. Look, this saw is the best in the business. The Dust Collection is the best in the business when it comes to a circular saw, especially at 7 1/4. Okay. It depends on how much work you're doing. Are you a serious framer? Are you doing enough carpentry work? Okay, to justify jumping on presently a battery platform that has one tool. Now, here's the deal. I will assume from the things that I've seen so far, and we saw it at World of Concrete, if you go to this video over here, you'll know that they have a new battery-powered saw squatch. That leads me to believe that they're going to have more battery-powered tools in that platform. They already have a corded table saw and a corded miter saw. Here's the thing, if they have those tools already, are they not going, and this is the reality, if they can power a cordless saw squatch, are they not going to be using this battery, this 48-volt battery?
That's a good point.
Okay, here's the deal.
That battery's powerful enough to power a motor.
You got 240 watt hours out of this battery. Is this battery not going to be powerful enough? If it can power that saw squatch, are they not going to make a table saw?
That could turn a miter saw, right?
Are they not going to power a motor saw? Now,
stack two of them together.
This is my answer for you. If you do not do a tremendous amount of carpentry work, you're on the M18 platform, I would say I prefer left line of sight. This is my favorite circular saw from Milwaukee. This is a great saw. Okay, stay on that M18 platform and keep your saw on that platform. I will tell you this much, I'm not a big fan of I was never a big fan of the cordless 10-inch miter saw from Milwaukee, and I'm even though the 12-inch is a very powerful saw, the condition that they're being shipped to customers, and the way we received ours, I'm not a big fan of their 12-inch. This is a nice circular saw though. Now, with that being said, so you can confidently spend your money here. If you're a carpenter and you do a ton of carpentry work, I know everybody is saying like, you're doing time test through wood and all. The reality is that it just goes to show through the course of a day how much faster you will be getting your job done, with how much more precision, how much better, what this saw is capable of. Our capacity, we can't do a tool test raw where we stream the whole day like a house being framed with these two saws. It doesn't work that way.
It would be nice.
So in the best way, our ability to deliver you a tool test with these two tools, we showed you depth of cut, we showed you the weight, we showed you the features, we showed you the ability to rip wood.
These are important questions you're gonna ask when buying a circular saw.
SKILSAW does it better. There's only one category that Milwaukee does it better, and that's depth of cut by a 16th to an 1/8.
Wow.
For my money, and this is the reality.
You're paying a premium price for a reason. That SKILSAW is a premium saw.
This is a premium saw. If you're a carpenter, you do,
You know what you pay for.
You're going to spend the extra money for this tool. So
I just want to say that.
it depends on what you want. I will tell you this much. This has more feels like it has more torque. It also has a lot less vibration through the forearms.
It sounds nicer. It just sounds more powerful.
It is.
Plus, you could service that SKILSAW yourself. You gotta send that in for service. You
Listen.
can't service that in Milwaukee.
There's another good point. Here's the deal. This is lighter. It doesn't feel lighter because it's much front heavier. Maybe this being lighter is transmitting more of that vibration through my arms.
Everybody knows that SKILSAW created and designed this in the beginning. They jacked the design. They're stealers, they're thieves. They don't even have their own original plans. Come up with your own saw, Milwaukee! Don't steal our worm drive from SKILSAW. Don't make any sense.
Where did I stop?
We're big fans of worms over here. We like worms. We put worms in all of our saws, and Milwaukee saw what SKILSAW was doing, putting a can of worms in their saw, and said, hey, why don't we open our own can of worms and put the worms in our saw?